2007. Shirley's calendar 2007. What you got up there, honey?
I got Brad's big New Year's party, I guess.
Hmm. Brad was a party boy. Yep.
Passport expires in August.
Okay.
Um, okay, we must for New Year's we had a meal, gifts, Jason, Tammy, Jeffrey, Kane, Brad, and Stephanie.
Okay. And Jason's family and Brad's family.
So on Tuesday the 2nd, I was tired because I spent 8 hours in the kitchen yesterday.
Yeah. Trying to get you to spend an hour in there today.
To Lowe's with John Abraham.
So John Abraham must have been doing construction stuff or remodeling on the house, and we probably went to Lowe's to look for stuff, look at stuff that we were going to use in the house project. So January 2007, we were doing something on the house. Not sure exactly what part we were in. Hey, Herbert, that's enough. Okay, then the 8th, what's this say?
Brad obsessed with 30th birthday celebration.
So Brad's turning 30 on January 20th, 2007. What we doing? John gone. Doesn't say where.
It looks like I had dinner at the Red Lobster with Brad on the 10th.
Work.
I worked on the bedroom here, 14th.
Okay.
Lots of anxiety regarding the store doing poorly.
2000, yeah. We closed it in 2008, so yeah. What's the next thing?
Brad to doctor, and they increased his Ativan. Okay, on the 18th, Nell was in town. That's my friend, and we went to dinner at Demos.
I wonder if she was in Michigan and prior to
Probably.
that. Came back, okay. Visit.
Brad went to Bright on the 19th.
What's that?
I've got on the 20th. It's
deck decisions. So John was working on her deck out here. Deck decisions.
January 20th is Brad's birthday, but I don't think he was here.
Brad skiing. Isn't that what it says?
Maybe.
Yeah.
John and I went to Olive Garden.
And he's coming home on the 21st. Well, he must have been up at Bright skiing at Perfect's.
Mom issues. I don't understand that. Dana's crew. I don't understand that. Somebody's funeral.
What's that say?
Mom issues with those people. Dale's crew. Makes no sense.
What's that? Bees Furnace? I don't know what that is. All right, that was January 2007. And then we go into February, and evidently I didn't give her calendar until March because there's nothing in February 2007. Now we go on to March, and she's got some stuff written in there. What did we do in March? March 5th, John gone.
Yeah, we had joint commission at the hospital. That's when they came in to inspect things.
See, in 2007, I am still working for Spriggans, I guess, and the crew, working on TVA stuff, and TVA is probably because in 2000, now it's 2010 that I went to work at CWC and stuff, I think. So.
Okay. Did we talk about that? Stuff to Cool Springs. So we were doing Cool Springs.
Doing furniture.
You were gone from the 13th through the 15th of March.
Doesn't say where.
We did the flea market on the 23rd and the 24th.
We always do the flea markets.
And John went to Little Rock on the 26th.
Little Rock. You know, I went to Little Rock a couple times when I was working for, you know, the Spraggins thing in TVA. Went over there just to try to find a new account, I guess, because that was part of my territory. Called on that little guy that I can't remember his name, but it was a small outfit.
In April, got a couple notes. You were on TVA on the 18th and 19th.
2007.
Cashier's check to Gallatin.
They're probably switching over from doing so much helicopter about this time and switching over to these spray jobs with, that one company that I didn't do much business with. And then later on I did when I went to work for Estes. Yeah, I'll try and remember it here a little bit. Out of Arkansas, the guy. No, one guy was in Arkansas, and then his buddy Will was in Mississippi. Really didn't like either one of them, but I had to have the business. So I remember visiting Will in Mississippi and the other guy in Arkansas, maybe. I don't know.
Just got cashier's check, so you Gallatin to Gallatin. Does that ring any bells with you?
Cashier's check in March of 2007 in Gallatin. I don't know what we'd be buying with a cashier's check. I don't know.
27th, we did the flea market.
Mm-hmm. Kind of 2007, was Jason not working for us? It's possible that we had laid him off at some point, and he went to work at those factories as a maintenance guy because we just couldn't keep raffles going. Kept up going one more year to 2008.
This is a year I just must not have kept too many notes. On the in May, I've got the flea market on Friday and Saturday.
Ernie.
I don't know. Did Ernie do the flea market?
We had Glenn doing it here maybe, and Ernie doing it there one time. I mean, we were, you know, kind of finishing up with furniture.
Well, there isn't much down here for May. Let's see, June. Schedule mammogram. Jason off on vacation. Got Ernie working.
Ernie working the store, maybe? I don't know what Brad's doing.
Yeah.
Brad home here. But read it, so maybe I'll remember something.
The Wyatt Donaldson, did you say?
We did do the Wyatt Donaldson a couple times.
See.
That was interesting, but not very successful, I don't think.
I just got new contacts.
What's all that little scribble? Can you read without your glasses?
Not real well, but it says bagels, cream cheese, stuff like that. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I went to TPAC on the 17th and saw Sweet Charity.
Mm-hmm.
Flea market was on the 23rd. 24th, Jason went to Louisiana.
Louisiana. Jason to Louisiana. What in the world is Jason doing in Louisiana? It's not Louisville, is it?
Well, maybe it is.
That's Louisville. Yeah, it's Louisville. I'm going to see if I can find your glasses. Keep reading.
Okay. That looks like that's about all for June. Must not have made too many notes this year. On July the 1st, I went to Indiana. Came back on the 3rd, probably seen Mom and Dad. We got some passport pictures made on the 22nd of July. Must have been getting ready to go somewhere.
What happened in July? Anything I remember?
And there's hardly anything down here.
Anything important, you'll probably write it down, hopefully. Like a trip or something. Try that.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. It looks like in
Mike and Kathy Johnson coming down. They must have came down here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice visit.
On August 11th, that means we would have taken them out on a boat. I remember we've got 2 or 3 pictures of them out on the boat. And Mike, of course, he was one of my good friends, along with Jim and Brenda, and he lived in Frankfurt. It's just an interesting story with Mike Johnson. I didn't know him until college, and we met because we were in the fraternity together. He was a terrible student, and he kind of didn't make it in college, but we ended up being good friends. And over the years, he had diabetes type 1, and he died, I'm going to say, in 2015, plus or minus a year or 2 or 3. But they came down in 7, and I kind of do remember that. You know, we always drank and beer and stuff in college and stuff, and I gave him a beer and maybe 2, and his wife Kathy says, "Oh, be careful on that. He won't do well with it."
Okay, on the 26th, looks like I met Dana, Mom, and Dad, and we went to the IHOP, took a boat ride, and I'm not sure, Steamboat must have been someplace that we ate quite a bit back then.
Okay. All right.
And then it looks like we went to the Cascades, which was part of Opryland Hotel. And then we went to Mallard's. And then
What did I miss?
I returned from Indiana on the 30th. You haven't missed a thing.
Mike and Candy Brand.
I already talked about that.
Mike at who's that? Mike at the flea market?
Yes, dear.
So we must have saw my brother at the flea market. PTO store, sorry. Oh, what's that say? Dana?
Meeting Dana, Mom, and Dad.
Okay. IHOP with them, probably in Louisville. And what's this? What's that say?
It says the Cascades, which was down in Opryland.
And what's that say?
Mallard's,
Okay.
and then maybe they went back. Some way I must have gone to Indiana and then returned. Maybe I met someone.
Did you have a massage?
I had a massage and a manicure, which I'd love to have both right
I
now.
can't remember. I don't remember you having that many massages.
Okay, in September, here's something significant to talk about.
Because that always hurt her back when she had massages laying on the table. Go ahead.
On the 9th of September, we went to Denver.
Okay, so this is the trip that we did to Denver. We did this in 2007. So we must have a little bit of money left to be. We weren't completely broke from the store. All right, we went to Vail and we went to, what's that other fancy town?
On the 9th, we went to Denver. We had the flight to Vail.
No, we flew to Denver and then drove to Vail.
Drove to Vail, okay.
Yeah.
Marriott, must have stayed there, and Mezzaluna sounds like someplace we ate.
I remember that. It was an outside place overlooking the mountain, and the Marriott was a different kind of Marriott. It was more like an old apartment building or something, but I think we had a decent room and stuff.
On Monday the 10th, we went on a drive through the Rockies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We saw the Twin Lakes,
mm-hmm.
the Continental Divide,
mm-hmm.
Independence
was at the top of the mountain. That was the name of that town up at the top of the mountain.
And we went to Aspen and Snowmass.
Aspen, that's the name of the town that and we must have saw Snowmass probably was a resort for skiing. But I don't remember that particularly, but I do remember Aspen.
Okay, then we had breakfast. I've got Sony Nap and Walkabout Vail,
Mm-hmm.
Latour Restaurant for dinner, and I got it was kind of a lazy day. We were probably tired from the day before.
Okay. Yeah.
And we returned home the next day.
So it was a relatively short trip, like 4 nights. Stayed at the Marriott. I guess we stayed there the whole way in Vail. It doesn't say other hotels. But so we went there and we rented this little yellow, what do they call those cars? Little Chevy, I can't think, but they look like an old-timey sedan car, but it was really cute and it was fun to drive. and we took it up over the Rocky Mountains. Yeah.
Okay, we returned home on Wednesday the 12th,
It's color your hair or something.
I guess. Maryland Farms. What was Maryland Farms?
Maryland Farms is a place down in the Franklin, Cool Springs area. That Maryland Farms YMCA probably. That's where we put furniture, and that's the one that we did real good at. That particular, we'd put furniture in these YMCA's and did pretty good. I was looking. I worked so hard trying to find places for us to sell our furniture, and I tried office buildings. That didn't work. It could have worked, but it didn't. And the YMCA took us. Not all of them, but several of them took us, and we did pretty good in most of them, not all of them.
All right, the 21st was my birthday. I got a flower from Brad and had dinner at Avante. Wish I could think what Avante was.
Avante, I don't remember.
Yeah, we went there a lot with Brad and Stephanie, and John came home later that evening.
Stephanie's still around 2007. I'm not surprised, but she's not going to last too much longer. They had a lot of problems.
Okay, and on the 30th, I went to TPAC with Brad and saw Cirque.
Okay.
Probably Cirque Soleil or something like that.
Here we are in October. All right.
Okay, on the 7th,
Jason, something, John, and Franklin. That would have been most likely furniture to the antique mall in Franklin.
what was Stony River?
Stony River was a restaurant, so we went down there and we fixed up our booth, and then we went to Stony River Steakhouse. It was a steakhouse.
That's probably the best thing about these.
Going out to the
you
furniture.
got to go out and eat when we had furniture
I'm
out.
trying to think where Stony River was. Whether it was, almost seems like it was West End in Nashville. So we could have drove up to West End to go to Stony River, but then it could have been, there was 2 or 3 restaurants out there in Franklin on the other side of the interstate, which would have been the east side of I-65. That was a little fancy area for restaurants. Could have been there.
And I'm still running the roads a lot between here and Mom and Dad's. Dad was just with his Alzheimer's. She was having trouble managing him. I went to Mom and Dad's. We went to the sleep store, had lunch at Red Lobster's, and then we went to Jungle Gyms, which is
did that a lot.
Someplace I'd love to go back to. Yeah. Okay, then I guess I'm still down there maybe.
Olive Garden.
With my Uncle Buck. Lunch at Olive Garden with Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
Lynn's Crafters, probably for Mom's glasses, and Sam's. And end of sign. I don't know.
All right. What's that say? Furniture.
Showdown KD, no furniture, only accessories. Small furniture, question, advertisement. What could KD have been?
I don't know what KD is, but we're probably starting to run out of furniture. And we had all these antique stores, and we were still trying to keep the store going in Hendersonville. So we may have been trying to move furniture up to Hendersonville. I don't know. I think we bought our last load in 2007 before we closed it down in 2008.
Yeah, we're still working the weekends right at the store.
Inventory.
Re-inventory, money, freight.
Yeah, order container. See, you ordered a container on the 21st October,
unload.
2007. You might have, it seemed like you bought one, I bought one, and then you bought one, and we were done buying furniture.
I went to TPAC for My Fair Lady.
There was 30,000 a load, so the last 2 loads hit our bank account pretty good. Go ahead. My Fair Lady, what else? My 30,000 came from my dad's estate.
Okay, I think that's about it. We had done the flea market that weekend.
Okay.
Then in November,
Hmm.
15 days.
What's that say? I just can't read it.
Another 15 days. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, and I worked the store on the 3rd and
John
work insurance.
Oh, was that when that could be 2007. See, I was starting to, my deal with TVA and the business out of Memphis with Spraggins, where I worked for, was kind of starting to fade, I think, and I forget how it faded and how it all went. But in the end, Springfield got sold to the local cooperatives. I think that's what was happening. The business, which was the old Terra, I think it was called Land O'Lakes at this point, and it was they were starting to sell off assets and change the way we were doing business. And at some point, I was at this point, no, this is not right, because that insurance thing I did was 10 years before that, when Woody demoted me back in '97 or so. So uh, that didn't make sense. I didn't try to get an insurance job in 2007. I don't believe. I went to CWC.
Okay, on the 18th of November, John and I went up and back. We brought Mother and Dad back with us. We had dinner at Ryan's. Ryan's and Steamboat Bill a lot. We went to Cool Springs and we had lunch at Beppo. It was Beppo de Bipo or something. Bipo. Anyway, it was a
Was it Italian?
Italian restaurant.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't think.
Bipo de.
That don't sound right, but I do remember the restaurant. Yeah.
We went to Franklin to see the booth.
Mm-hmm.
And Opry Mills.
Yeah.
Did a little shopping, and Dad was tired.
Okay.
Had a lunch at Steamboat Bill's on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the day at stores out of Donaldson.
We had something at Donaldson. We had a little antique mall in Donaldson for a short time. It was downtown Donaldson. I don't hardly remember anything out of it, but obviously we're getting out of it at this point on November 20th, 2007. What comes next there?
Okay, let's see. We're over here.
Yeah.
And shopping at Sam's. This is things I was doing. I guess I probably took the week off and was Mom and Dad doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Lunch, steak and shake. Ooh, I had an eggnog milkshake. Went to Walmart.
Yeah. All right.
And on the 22nd, I've got a nice day dinner, 1 p.m. with John, Mom and Dad and Brad. Stephanie was in later and watched Evan Almighty and Shrek. On the 23rd, John and I returning Mom and Dad to Indiana and had lunch at Denny's. Okay, I've got flea market down. Worked at store with Brad. The 25th, checked on John at flea market.
Okay, I was at the flea market, I guess. Well, we went to Green Hills on Tuesday.
The 27th.
I still had the booth there. Now we're getting into December 2007. All right, can't read any of that in a second.
Okay, on the 2nd,
So,
Rainy Drive Down. Went to see White Christmas, I guess, probably a T-Pack.
mm-hmm.
Brad's windows were in. He was still, I guess, living over there. Picked up furniture at Green Hills. That must have been when you moved out.
We probably cleaned out Green Hills in 2007.
Then you got
December.
furniture to Springfield.
We might have done a YMCA in Springfield. We did that at least once in Springfield. Yeah.
Okay, on the 9th, brunch with Sheila. The hospital had a reception on the 13th of December. And Rockettes.
flea market on the 15th, I guess.
And I
It's
don't
that
know what that means.
Day of Awakening or something, maybe some movie.
Dinner at house on the 22nd.
Okay, now we're getting close to Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right.
The 23rd, I got that I went to Indiana and returned on the 25th. And it looked like Stephanie finally moved out on the 30th.
Stephanie moved out of Brad's house on the
New Year's
30th, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
On the day before that.
Yeah.
All right, 30th of 2007. And that is all of 2007. I'll be darned. Okay. All right.